Hello, and welcome to Relaxing Facts Studio. I'm glad you're here. Wherever you are right now, allow this moment to slow down. Let the background noise fade. Let the pace soften. There's nowhere else you need to be. Tonight, we're staying right here on Earth. Not the loud version filled with headlines and urgency, but the quiet Earth, the patient one, the one that has been building, adapting, and evolving for billions of years. This planet is full of stories that don't rush, stories that don't demand anything from you. They simply exist, quietly remarkable. Some of what you'll hear may gently reshape how you see the world. Other ideas may drift by like passing clouds, interesting, calm, and easy to let go. If this kind of peaceful curiosity feels right to you, you're always welcome to stay a while. For now, get comfortable. Take a slow breath in and let it out. Let's begin. From a distance, Earth looks calm, a blue sphere suspended in silence. But up close, it's constantly moving, not loudly, not dramatically, but persistently. Life here doesn't just survive, it adapts, cooperates, and quietly experiments. In places we rarely notice, systems are unfolding with precision that feels almost intentional, though it's guided only by time, chemistry, and natural selection. Even the smallest life forms are part of this vast, patient design. Some life forms can restart their own existence. Drifting gently through warm coastal waters is a small, nearly transparent creature that challenges one of nature's most familiar patterns. The immortal jellyfish, scientifically known as Turritopsis dohrnii, has an unusual ability. When it becomes stressed, damaged, or reaches the end of its natural life cycle, it can revert back to an earlier developmental stage. Instead of moving forward, it begins again. Its cells reorganize, returning the jellyfish to a youthful form where it can grow once more. This process has been observed and documented in controlled scientific environments. It doesn't make the jellyfish invincible. It can still be eaten or destroyed by its environment. But its existence quietly reminds us that nature doesn't always move in straight lines. Sometimes it loops. A forest may appear still, but beneath the soil, communication is taking place. Trees are connected through networks of fungi called mycorrhizal networks. These thread-like structures link roots together across large areas of land. Through them, trees can exchange nutrients, balance resources, and respond collectively to environmental stress. Older trees often support younger ones by sharing sugars and minerals. Some even redirect resources toward damaged neighbors. This underground system is sometimes called the wood wide web, not because trees think, but because cooperation increases survival. The forest isn't just a collection of individuals, it's a community shaped by connection. Some creatures don't fight harsh conditions, they simply wait. Tardigrades, often called water bears, are microscopic animals found in soil, fresh water, and moss. They are remarkably resilient. When conditions become extreme, cold, heat, dryness, tardigrades enter a state known as cryptobiosis. In this state, their metabolism nearly stops. They lose most of their water content and remain inactive. Years can pass. When favorable conditions return, they resume activity as if no time has passed at all. This ability doesn't make them immortal, it simply makes them patient. A quiet reminder that survival doesn't always mean resistance. Sometimes it means stillness. Oxygen feels essential now, but it wasn't always welcome on Earth. Early life thrived in an environment without free oxygen. For these organisms, oxygen was harmful. Then, photosynthetic microbes began releasing oxygen as a byproduct. Slowly, over millions of years, oxygen accumulated in the atmosphere. This shift, known as the Great Oxidation Event, transformed the planet. Many early life forms could not survive it. Others adapted. Eventually, oxygen enabled more complex life, including plants, animals, and humans. Every calm breath you take carries the history of profound planetary change. Plants are often seen as passive, but some have developed very specific solutions to nutrient-poor environments. Carnivorous plants, such as pitcher plants and Venus flytraps, supplement their nutrition by capturing insects. They use scent, color, and structure, not aggression, but design. Each adaptation allows them to thrive where soil alone isn't enough. They don't hunt, they wait. Efficiency, not force, guides their survival.
A single leaf may seem simple, but it's a highly organized structure. Veins transport water and nutrients. Tiny openings regulate gas exchange. Pigments capture sunlight and convert it into energy. This process supports nearly all food chains on Earth. Some leaves track the sun. Others conserve water or regulate temperature. Each one reflects a balance between environment and function. Quietly effective, perfectly temporary. In certain coastal regions, the water glows when disturbed. This effect comes from bioluminescent microorganisms. When movement occurs, a wave, a step, a ripple, they emit light through a chemical reaction. No heat, no electricity, just biology responding to motion. In darkness, the ocean briefly reveals another layer of life, then returns to stillness. The human body is not isolated. It hosts trillions of microorganisms that coexist with human cells. This collection, known as the microbiome, plays a role in digestion, protection, and balance. It's not separate from you. It's part of how your body functions within its environment, a reminding that life is layered, interconnected, and rarely solitary. Some animals solve problems together, without leaders. Certain ant species form temporary bridges using their own bodies to cross gaps. Each ant responds only to its immediate surroundings, no instructions, no overview. Yet the structure forms, adjusts, and dissolves when no longer needed. Complex outcomes emerge from simple actions. Nature doesn't always plan, sometimes it aligns. Earth doesn't rush. It experiments slowly over vast stretches of time. Life adapts quietly, not for spectacle, but for continuity. As this journey comes to a gentle pause, let the calm linger. There's nothing to solve, nothing to optimize, just a shared planet still unfolding its quiet wonders. Some stones are older than most life on Earth. Deep within ancient rock layers, scientists have discovered structures formed by microorganisms billions of years ago. These formations, called stromatolites, are among the oldest known evidence of life. They were created by microscopic communities that trapped sediment layer by layer, slowly building stone structures over time. No movement, no awareness, just persistence. Today, living stromatolites still exist in a few quiet places, like shallow coastal waters in Australia. They are not dramatic, they do not change quickly, they simply continue. A geological memory written by life itself.
Even when everything feels still, Earth is never completely at rest. Tectonic plates shift at roughly the speed your fingernails grow. This movement reshapes continents, opens oceans, and raises mountains, not suddenly, but patiently. The tallest mountain ranges were not built by force alone, but by pressure sustained over millions of years. Earth doesn't hurry to change its shape. It lets time do the work. Deserts appear empty, but they are carefully balanced ecosystems. Many desert plants open their pores only at night to reduce water loss. Some animals remain inactive during daylight, conserving energy. Even the soil itself can host biological crusts, communities of bacteria, algae, and fungi that stabilize the ground and retain moisture. These systems don't dominate their environment, they adapt to it. Life here doesn't compete loudly, it cooperates quietly with scarcity. The pleasant smell after rainfall has a name: petrichor. It comes from plant oils, bacteria in the soil, and chemical compounds released when rain strikes dry ground. One of these compounds, produced by soil-dwelling microorganisms, becomes airborne and detectable to the human nose. This scent once helped early humans locate water sources. Even now, it connects memory, environment, and survival, not consciously, but instinctively. Certain species can detect Earth's magnetic field to orient themselves. Migratory birds, sea turtles, and some insects use this ability to travel long distances with remarkable accuracy. They don't read maps, they don't calculate routes. Their bodies respond naturally to invisible forces that have always existed. Navigation doesn't always require awareness. Sometimes it's embedded. Deep within glaciers and polar ice are layers formed year by year. Trapped inside are tiny bubbles of ancient air, snapshots of Earth's atmosphere from thousands of years ago. By studying these layers, scientists can understand how climates have shifted naturally over time. Ice doesn't erase history, it stores it, quietly, patiently, without interpretation. Far beneath the ocean's surface, where sunlight never reaches, life still exists. Near hydrothermal vents, communities thrive using chemical energy from the Earth itself. These organisms rely on processes that convert minerals into usable energy, a method completely independent of photosynthesis. Life here doesn't follow familiar rules, it follows available ones. A reminder that Earth offers multiple paths to persistence. Feathers didn't originally evolve for flying. Early feathers likely helped regulate temperature or display visual signals. Only later were they adapted for movement through air. Evolution often repurposes what already exists. Nothing is wasted, nothing is rushed. Function follows opportunity.
The air around you is structured in layers, each with a distinct role. Some regulate temperature, others filter radiation, others influence weather patterns. These layers interact continuously, maintaining conditions suitable for life, not perfectly, but consistently. Balance doesn't mean stillness, it means adjustment. Many natural processes operate on scales humans rarely notice. Coral reefs grow millimeter by millimeter. Soil forms over centuries. Rivers carve stone grain by grain. Nature doesn't measure progress in moments. It measures it in outcomes. Slow change is still change. The planet itself has subtle rhythmic patterns. Seismic instruments around the world have detected low-frequency vibrations known as Earth's hum. These vibrations are not caused by earthquakes or human activity. They are produced by interactions between ocean waves, the atmosphere, and the solid Earth. You can't feel them, you can't hear them, but they're always there. A soft, continuous resonance beneath everything. Earth is never silent, it simply speaks below our range of perception. Clouds may look random, but they follow precise physical rules. Each cloud type forms at a specific altitude, temperature, and moisture level. Some reflect sunlight back into space, others trap warmth near the surface. Together, clouds play a critical role in regulating Earth's energy balance. They are temporary by nature, forming, drifting, dissolving. Yet their collective influence shapes weather patterns across the globe. Transient but essential. The ocean appears blue not just because it reflects the sky. Water absorbs red wavelengths of light and reflects blue ones more efficiently. In some regions, the color shifts toward green due to microscopic organisms near the surface. Satellites can detect these subtle changes, revealing patterns of life and movement invisible to the human eye. Color becomes information. Light becomes data. The ocean communicates without sound. Sound behaves differently beneath the surface. In the ocean, sound waves can travel vast distances due to water's density and temperature layers. This allows marine animals to communicate across miles. It also means the ocean carries information slowly and steadily, long after the source is gone. Water remembers vibration longer than air does. Movement leaves traces. A single teaspoon of healthy soil can contain billions of living organisms. Bacteria, fungi, insects, and microscopic creatures interact constantly beneath the surface. Soil stores carbon, filters water, and supports plant life. It's not just dirt, it's infrastructure. Without it, ecosystems quietly collapse. And yet, soil does its work, unnoticed, step by step, grain by grain. Mountains are not fixed landmarks. Certain ranges continue to rise as tectonic forces push rock upward. Erosion wears them down at the same time. Growth and loss occur together, a balance between pressure and gravity. A mountain is not a finished object, it's a process. The moon doesn't just light the night. Its gravitational pull influences tides, stabilizes Earth's rotation, and affects long-term climate patterns. Very slowly, the moon is drifting farther away by a few centimeters each year. This change is subtle, but over immense timescales, it reshapes the relationship between Earth and its companion. Nothing in space stands still forever. Certain shapes appear again and again in nature. Spirals in shells, branches in trees, rivers seen from above. These repeating forms emerge because they efficiently distribute energy and resources. Nature doesn't design for beauty. Beauty appears as a result of efficiency. Patterns repeat because they work. After sunset, Earth behaves differently. Temperatures shift, winds change direction, animals emerge or retreat. Even plants respond, adjusting chemical processes in the absence of light. Day and night are not opposites. They are complementary phases of the same system. Balance depends on both. Not all events are preserved. Waves reshape shorelines and erase their own paths. Wind moves sand, then smooths it again. Rain rearranges landscapes temporarily. Earth allows change without insisting on permanence. Impermanence is not failure, it's part of function. On this planet, very little is wasted. Water that falls as rain today may have once flowed through ancient rivers. Atoms in the air have passed through countless living forms before reaching you. Carbon, nitrogen, and minerals move continuously between soil, water, air, and life. Nothing truly disappears, it only changes roles. Earth doesn't rely on excess, it relies on circulation. Long before clocks, Earth kept time through cycles, day and night, seasons, tides. These rhythms are driven by rotation, orbit, and gravity, simple movements creating reliable patterns. Many living things still align their behavior with these natural signals, responding to light levels, temperature shifts, or lunar cycles. Time on Earth isn't just measured, it's felt.
Wind leaves no permanent mark on its own. Yet it shapes deserts, distributes seeds, moves moisture, and regulates temperature. Over time, steady wind can sculpt stone, transport entire ecosystems, and influence climate far from its origin. It doesn't need mass to have impact. Movement is enough. Water behaves differently from most liquids. It expands when it freezes, allowing ice to float. This insulates lakes and oceans, protecting life below. It dissolves more substances than almost any other liquid, enabling chemical processes essential to life. Its properties are unusually well suited for biological systems, not by design, but by consequence. Life adapted because water made it possible. Shade is not just absence of light. In forests, shadows lower surface temperatures, reduce evaporation, and protect soil organisms. In oceans, deeper layers provide thermal stability. Light and darkness work together to moderate extremes. Often, balance exists between opposites. Below the surface, entire communities thrive unseen. Caves host species adapted to constant darkness. Groundwater systems support microorganisms that influence water quality. Roots, insects, and microbes interact constantly beneath our feet. Earth has layers of life, not stacked, but interwoven. Where does a forest truly end and a grassland begin? Often, ecosystems blend gradually through transition zones called ecotones. These areas are rich in diversity because they support species from multiple environments. Nature avoids rigid borders. It prefers gradients. Not all environments are filled with sound. Snow absorbs noise. Dense forests soften echoes. Deep water dampens vibration. These quiet spaces are not empty. They're regulated. Silence, like sound, serves a function. The sky is not static. Air masses move. Moisture circulates. Particles scatter light differently throughout the day. This creates gradual changes in color, brightness, and clarity. What you see above you is a system in motion, just slow enough to feel calm. Natural systems are not optimized for comfort or beauty. They function through trial, adaptation, and balance. Disruptions occur. Adjustments follow. Stability is not sameness. It's resilience. Earth does not finish stories. It continues them. Long after this moment passes, processes will unfold at their own pace. Water cycling, stone shifting, life adapting. Nothing here asks for attention. Nothing demands urgency. And perhaps that's the calmest truth of all. Thank you for completing this journey with Relaxing Facts Studio. Wherever you are, let the quiet remain with you a little longer. Rest well.